Nah, I'm just joking. The sound was on the whole time. Yeah. How we doing? Q3. Shocking numbers from 7 overlooked areas plus to the moon. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. Quick welcome to David Havlicek, the newest Patreon at the very cool level. Very cool. What a week. You guys, what a week. My gosh. What do we got here? 16 viewers. Well, that joke was wasted. Don't worry. I'll make a rerun of it. Oh, what a week. What a week, you guys. So let's just jump right into it. I don't know if you saw this, but Tesla's up. Tesla's up. As of the close of today, the worst you could do as a holder is be down 32 cents from the all-time high earlier in the day. Oh, so let's look at the 5-day. How'd we do? Up almost 7%. Pretty good. The month, up 20%. 6 months, 24%. Year to date, same, right? 1 year, 116. 5 year, oh boy, look at that. Look at that. And is there room to grow? I believe there is. I believe there is. I am not Elon. Oh, right. Okay. So let's look at some fun stuff, huh? I said there would be charts and graphs and stuff, and there kind of is. Is there? Yes, there is. So, biggest companies by market cap, look at that. Number 7. Oh, wait, this is from yesterday. Let's get an F5 up in here. Oh, Facebook slipped. Tesla grew. Briefly, it had overtaken. And so that was sweet, but it doesn't really matter. Facebook's business model may be in trouble because they've changed how privacy settings are done, at least on iOS. I'm not sure about the Play Store, but that may be following shortly. Because everything Apple does, everyone follows soon thereafter. Would you rather have a phone that tracks you by default, like an Android, or a phone that doesn't? So that could cause problems for these guys, Alphabet for sure, maybe Microsoft, maybe Apple. I mean, they're all kind of taking a hit today. Is there room to grow? I believe there is. But market cap, oh, we got to update it. It's not 895. That's yesterday's number when I started prepping this bad boy. 911. That's not serendipitous. We'll have to pump those numbers up. Get away from that. But how can they be worth more than Toyota and Volkswagen and BYD combined? Because they're a different kind of company. Toyota's just a car company. Volkswagen's just a car company. BYD's a lot of things. Keep an eye on them. Sandy Monroe says, keep an eye on China. They're definitely, By the way, if you guys can hear me in the chat, say hello. And also respond to the poll. Tesla stock to the moon or get your ace to Mars? That was not an impression, by the way. That was not an impression. That was just me trying to avoid being demonetized for using language that is common. YouTube. Tesla's not just a car company. So let's take a look here. Street research. By the way, Nitzao, I don't know how to pronounce it. Nitzao, he's a French investor guy. This is the best Twitter account, and you should follow it. He has no followers, 272, but he is amazeballs. He is always on it. So let's look at price increases. New Street Research up to $12.98. Piper Sandler stuck at $1,200, which is fine. But the idea here is half the market, half of the analysts believe Tesla has a 1-year upside. And I would point out that these guys are not always right. And I'm not a fan of Wall Street analysts because their interest is making money for themselves, not for you. Tesla is upgraded by S&P closer to an investment grade rating. Yes, Tesla's been upgraded to BB+. What on earth does that mean? Well, so if you're going to these rating agencies are really shooting themselves in the foot. But there's all these different rating investment grades. Bond, credit, rating. If you're going to borrow money, you're going to have to pay a higher rate based on, it's their credit score. This is their FICO. This is FICO for businesses, sort of. And the ratings are, logical. AAA, AA+, all the way down BB+, BBB. I mean, it's ridiculous. So BB+ is where Tesla's at. Non-investment grade, speculative. So if you were going to loan money to Tesla, which as a shareholder, you kind of are, would you call it speculative? Would you call a company like that speculative? So this is the profit. I put this together myself. This is one of my charts. 2014, the blue represents how much money they lost for the year. The red represents how much they've lost overall. So you can see losing money, losing money, losing money, losing not as much, losing not as much, profit. And this is just, this is just as of now. I mean, it's the lifetime debt of the company, the lifetime deficit should be overcome in a year or two, which, I don't know, is 20 years a long time? For something like this, maybe. But it's disappearing quick. Now, here's the thing on the bond, guys. Rating bond. Cash. So at the end of the quarter, Tesla's cash decreased to $16 billion on hand. That's a good chunk of change. And part of the reason it went down was because they paid off loans early, and they now have just $2.1 billion in debts, other than the ones related to vehicle financing and whatnot. In terms of recourse debts, $2.1 billion. $2.1 billion, and they have $16 billion sitting in the bank. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. If a company had $16 million sitting in the bank and a mortgage on their factory for $2 million, you would consider that a pretty safe investment, especially when you consider this trend, when you consider all that, and when you consider, wow, at Elon Musk, promised margin over 30% was coming. No one believed him. 30.5. And 28.8 without the credits. Oh, well, they'll never be profitable without regulatory credits. Won't they? Won't they, though? Both huge records. Next stop, over 30%. So these are, pretty cool. Pretty cool. By the way, if you've got questions, we will be doing a Q&A at the end. Bonks a like or something so other people might know this exists, because there's not very many of us here. And this is exciting. This is fun stuff. You guys got to hang out with me. Price to earnings ratio. So even last year, the price to earnings ratio was, should I make this bigger? Sure. Was 1,400, which a lot of people looked at and said, that's crazy. Well, the stock has gone up, which should make this number harder to reduce, but the earnings have gone up more than enough to make up for it. And this number, 256.25, is already out of date. But looking out into the future, the number keeps falling. And, this is NASDAQ. I don't trust their future predictions. I don't believe they know what they're talking about. So why is Tesla so strong? Tesla is Interbrand's fastest growing brand of the year. That's cool. That's cool. And you think, well, what does that mean? Well, Coca-Cola is a valuable brand. If you put Coca-Cola on a shirt, you can sell it. It just sells itself. It's an aspirational brand. When you look at the guys at the Super Bowl last year, they were asked, what car are you going to buy? All of them said Tesla. They didn't say Lamborghini or Ferrari, things that are genuinely unattainable. This is a everyman attainable dream. And you can sell anything? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And the beauty is, nobody asked, what kind of tequila is this? In fact, they'll buy it without the tequila, because any tequila you put in a Tesla bottle is Tesla tequila. And at $170 for an empty bottle, I don't know what it costs. This is a very fancy bottle, but I don't know what their cost is. 30, 40 bucks. So they're going to make 100, 150 bucks a bottle. That's more than a tequila manufacturer is likely to make off a customer over the lifetime of that customer. Tesla trademarks Giga Bier and Giga Bier for a second venture into alcohol business. Because why not? Why not? We have money. All we ask is that you take it. People want to put this on their shelves. They want to put it behind them in their YouTube videos. The brand is so strong that it doesn't need to advertise. I think it was Wrigley's Gum who decided we're the biggest by far, we don't need to advertise 100 years ago, and they stopped advertising briefly. Their market share tumbled. They've never recovered. So that's a testament to the power of this particular brand. So let's look at some of the other big dogs out there, because Tesla's still a small company, right? Mazda Newsroom. How many cars does Mazda make? Anybody? Anybody? So January through August of 2021, 500,000. Oh, that's domestic. So global through August, 729,000. Which means they're on pace to hit about, I'm going to make that a little bigger. They're on pace to hit about, what would that be? A million-ish. That number sounds familiar. Tesla's tickling at 1 million this year. They'll probably hit 900. They're catching up to Mazda. Can we agree that Mazda is a real company? What about Mitsubishi? Total global sales in 100,000 units. So this is for the first half of the year. They only sold 230,000 cars for the first half of the year. Is that right? That can't be right. Yeah, 230,000 cars. Oh, for the first quarter. I knew that was wrong. First quarter, they only sold 230,000. Now, their results are a bit out of date. They are projecting something closer to 2021 forecast. As of first half of the year, they're projecting 1.1 million sales. Can we agree that Mitsubishi is a real car company? Now, I knew Tesla was going to gain market share. I just didn't realize they were going to do it because all of the big dogs were going to implode. So Tesla could sell 900,000 cars this year. Could sell, they're guiding for 1.5, 1.4 million-ish next year. Could be 2. Could be 2. Because remember, Giga Berlin and Giga Austin, Giga Texas, are coming online. So why wasn't anyone taking them seriously? Tesla has delivered over 2 million EVs cumulatively. They've only sold 2 million. Ever. We're just getting started. If you're not excited by this, you might be dead inside. I used to be dead inside, and then I found Tesla. So, can we keep selling them? Well, it turns out Model Y, Model 3, price went up again. Again, this is like as of today or yesterday. And the delivery, so Model Y, long range, 57,000, delivery next August. Model 3 SR Plus, 44,000. This was a $37,000 car not long ago, delivery almost a year out. Because what happens is, we don't need ads. We just need people to buy them and let their friend go for a ride. Just take a spin with me. Experience the car yourself. Butts in seats. A lot of people hop in a Tesla, go for a ride and say, this is my next car. This is my next car. Tesla is planning to triple the size of the SuperCharger network by 2023. Now, a lot of times you hear these, we're going to do this in 10 years. We're going to do this in GM and Ford. And the big guys love to make 10-year plans. Because, CEOs don't last 10 years, so it's the next guy's problem. But a 2-year plan That's a real plan. That is we are working on it this second to begin to get it done. To get it done. So, how much more upside is there? How much more disruption is there? Insurance. Ooh, let's talk insurance real quick. They're going to use the safety score. Snapshot by Progressive is a good system, but this is a real-time, all-the-time, vastly superior system. So if you can maintain a score of 100, your premium is going to be $53 a month, $54 a month. $54 a month. To insure a $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 car, $50 a month. But if you have a safety score of 100, you're not going to crash. You could still be hit, but you're not going to crash. Score above 90, still only $90 a month. That's very reasonable. Now this is going to really disrupt insurance, and I'll tell you why. It's because the very best drivers are getting out of the high risk pool. The other guys are all high risk now. They're not getting the best drivers. So the subsidy that I pay as a responsible driver to Geico would be gone. I would leave them if I had this option. And that means they're only insuring the high-risk guys. And if your score dips low enough, Tesla may just say, yeah, we don't insure drivers like you. The benefit to this, imagine, you know how they look at your driving record and see how many tickets and accidents you've had? Imagine if only one company was able to do that and all the rest had to just guess. That's what this is. One company has a new whole class of data about your actual driving. Not guesses, real driving. Are there other industries that could be disrupted? How much upside is there to Tesla? Well, the total addressable market in terms of cars, yeah, we've got sedans and we've got CUVs. And that's all we got. But trucks are coming, semis are coming, a compact is coming, and eventually everything's coming. So the entire auto market is the addressable market, and that's 70 million cars a year. Can Tesla get to 10, 20 million units? It appears so. Could they stop there? Yeah, maybe. We don't know. But then we look at grid scale battery. We look at insurance. We look at Dojo. We look at robotics. We look at everything else they're involved in. And the thing is, can you actually build these battery plants? How, that's the constraint right now is the battery plants. How do we build more battery plants? Well, we need the minerals, which they've been securing in long-term contracts, but they also need the equipment. And there's only a handful of companies that make the equipment that build the battery factories, and obviously everyone's competing to get those companies to work with them. Companies like Groman Engineering, which Tesla purchased 4 years ago. What do? Oh, they make machinery for the production of microprocessors, memory chips, airbag sensors, power steering controls, car doors, roof seals, lithium-ion battery cells, and modules. They own the company that makes the production line for the 4680s. Supply is not an issue when it comes to these machines. So that's kind of it. I think we should jump over to questions. By the way, thank you to all my Patreons and all that good stuff. Ad-free experience, early access, bonus content, and help keep the channel running for as little as $1 a month. Let's jump over to the questions. Let's see what's going on all up in that chat. How are you guys? How is everybody? You excited? I'm excited. Okay. Oh, that's a short chat. Not a lot of viewers so far. Okay. According to MD Hofstede's clock, I was 3 hours late. Yeah, I'm in a different time zone. Giddy up. Do I have to hear you? No, you don't. And just like the people who complain about music on the drone videos, you can always mute me. For that matter, YouTube's gotten awfully good with their closed captioning. As long as there isn't a bunch of ambient noise, you could just watch me. I don't think that's better. Hi, Daniel. Could it be the market has finally woken up to Tesla? Yes, I believe that is entirely what this is. The fear, uncertainty, and doubt propagated by the Q crowd, the Tesla Qsters, the Qberts, and the Gojos of the world, Gordon the Busted Nut Johnson, fall apart. They evaporate every week. These, oh, there's no demand in China. Really? Because there is. They've got an order backlog too. Oh, but there's, too many people have bought them. They can't. Come on. Well, you forget the best analyst on the list, Gordon Johnson. Gojo loves to talk about, well, my team. You don't have a team, Gojo. You don't have a team. I've looked. I can't find your team. If you had a team, they'd be listed somewhere. Who are they? Why don't we? Kathy Wood has a team, and we know because Elon himself follows Tasha Keeney on Twitter. Saw the joke, join late. Everyone is wrong. I think it will double within 12 months. The stock may absolutely double within 12 months. Maybe even 6. I agree. Tesla's ads are the car. Yes, they are. Hopefully they split again. So I've seen arguments against this, but I am with you 100%. My son is starting his IRA in the next month or two, and he cannot buy Tesla because our bank doesn't offer fractional shares. And he's unlikely to be putting $900 in from his first part-time job. Kevin Reeling bought the bottle. And you know what? What a sucker. How dare you? Think of the nerve giving all this money for... You know what? I'd buy one too. I would absolutely buy one too. Because it's beautiful. When I get my new office upstairs, I will hopefully have a shelf behind me where I can put my props. But right now, I've got a canvas print of a brick wall. It is not real. If you could see outside this frame, it's wild. I heard that some LFP battery patents expire next year. What changes will this cause? All of the changes. All of the changes, and they're already happening. Because in the last days of a patent, nobody bothers to enforce it. It's not worth it. So it's already happening. And what it will change is LFP is slightly cheaper to make and slightly not as good in the short term, better in the long term. Jordan Giesecke has a brilliant video out this week about it, which I'll link in the description afterwards. If somebody wants to grab that and throw it in the chat, that would be awesome. But the LFP batteries are going to change everything because the materials they use are not rare or expensive. Iron is cheaper than nickel and cobalt. $150 for the bottle. Yeah, I was looking at the European price. Mazda's being built by Toyota in their new manufacturing building in Alabama. That's interesting. I know, I think Toyota's big factory in India is actually making a car that's a Suzuki or something. And I know that in Mexico, there's a bunch of 7-seat little, they're about the size of a Ford Focus wagon, but they're 7-seaters, and they're super cheap. They're like $15,000, but those aren't actually Toyotas. They're just branded Toyotas. I want to say they're Hyundais or something. Yeah, doing deals like that are quite common. Somebody at some point is going to have to get on the Tesla bandwagon and start using Tesla stuff in their cars, which will be more money. No other automaker has their metallurgy, battery plants, chip fabs, neural net, and ufologist, you are 100% correct. the vertical integration is paying off. And there's a lot of, I assume, technology sharing between Tesla and SpaceX. And by the way, did you know SpaceX spends millions of dollars a month buying rocket parts from Tesla? Well, we need a super powerful electric motor that can respond really fast to feather certain controls. I know who makes those. I'll make a call. How many cars does Tesla need to sell to begin to really hurt the competition? Seems like the chip shortage could be used as an excuse by the legacy companies. The chip shortage has got to be an excuse. It has got to be. 3 months, 6 months, I get it. We're a year into it. It doesn't make sense. And certainly, Ford fell, 20, 30%? That's not good. That's not good. They delivered 1 million cars in the past 12 months, and that will continue to increase very fast. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. 2 massive new factories. Yes, it will. Really hoping the Austin ramp pulls those deliveries of Model Y. It will. It will. The Y is a beautiful car. My brother's wife has one. Rented a Tesla on vacation and bought stock when I got home. This was years ago. Couldn't afford the car, but loved the brand. So, Wendelin, I'm in a similar boat. I didn't actually drive one. I've never driven one. I've ridden in one. That counts, right? But I've owned an electric car. And I'm obviously an electric car fan. And I am a Tesla investor. Long, baby. I still think the biggest Tesla upside is in energy, storage, and arbitrage. Absolutely. I have a video on that. Tesla's $47 billion bet on energy. They're going to disrupt that for sure. And that's why they recently built the Megapack factory, or factories. Insurance is a $9 trillion segment for Tesla. Yeah. Well, yeah, but they can only insure Teslas. Okay, fine. At least Tesla is not constrained on batteries. They are, though. They are. They will always be. They will always be. Not always. I'd say for the next 10 years, they will absolutely. But once they get to the point where they have enough batteries, the sky is the limit. Build a battery plant in Australia next to the mines. So, Jeff, I don't mind the idea. I would have to look and see what the import-export taxes are because they're very complicated and digging into them is an insane amount of work. That would make sense if they can be exported without massive taxes. Otherwise, got to rethink. Lithium is everywhere and in everything, like Elon said. Yes, but we need the cathode, which is nickel, which is harder to get. Do I think Tesla? I have the feeling Johnson is being paid by Elon to try and tank the stock. He's being paid by someone, and it certainly isn't investors because investors who take his advice lose money. Tesla needs low-priced cars. I am on SSDI. Yeah. So, do you know you can import cars into Australia without tax, without any import tax, if they are mobility vehicles? And if your mobility requirement is that you cannot drive and it needs to be level 5, that'd be a tax-free import. Yeah, Johnson's numbers are pretty good. It's just his stock price is stupid. He has a price target of like 170. Is your day job broadcasting? You seem like a radio or newscaster on TV. Thank you so much, GreenPad. That is maybe the nicest compliment I've gotten in ever. Thank you. I am not. I heard Giga Berlin has been delayed again. Any details? Yes, the window for public comment had to be extended because apparently the public notice given was insufficient. But Giga Berlin is still making strides. Look at it in the 1 year, 2 year perspective. Is that 1 month going to make a difference? Not really. Certainly not over the 10-year horizon. Do you think any of the legacy automakers will wake up and smell the coffee in time to save themselves? Yes. I think VW is working very hard towards that goal. I think GM and Ford are taking big enough steps that they can get a bailout and survive. I think the likes of Honda and Toyota, they're heading down a scary path. They're heading down a scary path. Limiting factor video. Oh, yeah, sorry. The LFP battery video, I said Jordan Giesecke, like everyone knows who that is. The channel's called The Limiting Factor. He's just the best. The fact that we can get 60, 70,000 subscribers to watch deep dives on batteries is insane. That's a testament to you guys and how just deep into this you are. Will Tesla get into telecommunications supported by SpaceX? Already are. In Korea, some company, I don't know which one of the mobile carriers, is now going to be using Starlink as a backbone connection to move data. So that's already happening. That's already happening. I have Starlink. That's what we're using right now. So if there's outages, they get better every month. Oh, right now it's already saying I might experience buffering. Speak of the devil. Making chips is hard. It takes 2 years to build. Yes. When do we get to see how hard Legacy Auto will have been hit this quarter? A lot of the reports say October 27th. So Wednesday, next Wednesday. I was looking at that. I was going to pull up numbers for that, but they weren't ready. Once you drive a Tesla, there's no other car. Everything else is just antiquated junk. David Noel. A year I've been doing this. A year I have been doing this. No one caught it but you. Do you intentionally groom your mustache and goatee to resemble the Tesla logo? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I hate having a mustache. This is so much work. No one's caught it. You're the first one. I'm excited. That makes my day. Yeah. Itches. Drives me crazy. Battery-grade lithium isn't everywhere, or battery-grade graphite either. That is correct. And another problem with that, pre-dawn, is that different deposits of lithium require different processes to refine. So that makes it tricky and difficult. I'll move this over so you guys can see it a little better. Although if you're in here, you can see it. Tesla should buy Lego. The company, not just the toys. Meh. Lego does their own thing. They're good at it. Any comments on Missy Cummings? Yeah. I am deeply concerned that someone with such a apparent conflict of interest would have sway over a regulatory body. That is ridiculous. And the fact that she privated her Twitter account and then deleted it, Missy. So I'm going to tweet at Mayor Pete, and the problem is he's just so junior. I don't think he has the ability to actually override some of the decisions made in his department. But that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We need to foster innovation, not try and smite it in the crib. That eases my mind. Another month to wait for Giga Berlin. Yeah, in the scheme of things, a drop in the bucket. And they've still got other stuff that they need to do. It's not like this will make the ramp faster in Berlin. Because the little things they're waiting on will be closer to done. Yeah, David. Thank you. And of course, okay. Is that it? We good? We done? Oh, 36 minutes. I think we're done. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me all your blinding brilliance in the comments below. And as always, my friends, you knows you gots to stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots when we break 1,000. Good times. So I'm going to do this for a second, just in case it doesn't, so I don't cut myself off prematurely. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. Appreciate you. Really do. I genuinely do.